Thank you, Sandra. Thank you for hosting me. It's a very wonderful job as a moderator and as a conference hoster. You take a lot of effort in bringing speakers and bringing the platform to all learn here, right? So thank you for doing that. All right, everyone. I'll be talking about exploring Power Platform AI for building next-gen solutions. And before that, my name is Manpreet Singh. I'm a senior architect. I live in Toronto, Canada. I host multiple events from AI to Power Platform to M365 in the North American region. And thank you for hosting me here today. It's wonderful to be here. And I was just telling Sandra, I would love to come and visit. I was trying to get this image in my back screen. If you see, it's beautiful, Bremen. Yeah,
Mhm.
probably one day I'll be there in person. So thank you for bringing me here. Uh, Talking about the session here, feel free to ask me any questions. That's the perk of virtual. Just raise your hand or just put it in the chat. I can see the chat on the screen here. So let's have a communicative what issues you're facing, probably a real-time use case, and we'll also build a use case from the scratch so that I want you to understand how tricky and efficient it is to build something with the Power Platform using AI. Now, the word AI is everywhere now, right? It's the age of AI, and it's every company is just running behind it. Everyone is hiring AI engineers, or at least people who understand the concepts, whether it's on Power Platform, whether it's Azure OpenAI, Copilot Studio. It's just evolvement about all everything about AI. And even if you go to open LinkedIn, I don't think you're gonna miss even a third post which does not talk about AI. It's just that as a knowledge structure. Now, organizations have been really using OpenAI. Like even for me, I work on the pre-sales, and we have been seeing in the market everybody wants as at least an Azure AI bot or at least an AI to do a processes to improve the employee experience. And this Power Platform with the Gen AI layer is all about that, improving the employee experience for developers, for end users to use and bring AI to their platform. And that's where we see there are going to be 1 billion applications as per Microsoft in 2028. Because if it's going to take you 2 minutes to build an app, yes, there will be so many apps for anything and everything. That's where the structure comes in the picture. Because you'll be using the latest technologies, the latest platform to build an application or a workflow or a agent for you, like a Jarvis. In quick minutes, then yes, the number of applications are going to be surging. Now, yeah, it's the same thing. About 40% new applications will build on intelligent apps, and that's what is happening. We are moving all most of the legacy applications built on SQL or Access DB. They want it on a platform with Cosmos and GenAI layer to it, where they can speak to the knowledge structure, whether finding information from years ago, getting analytics, getting more detailed report, all through the GenAI layer is improving. So even if it's a legacy application, you just need to add that GenAI layer over it, and you'll be able to make that as a moderated technology or platform. Now, Copilot comes in the picture as a power platform where it helps you to build application, build workflows, build agent, in a way help a low-code, no-code developer to do things which a pro-code developer will require. That's the upper jump for an platform as a power platform, and it is helping us day to day. Like it's been days I have went into Power Automate to create something from the scratch, like add an action or add a trigger. I just go chat with my copilot. I'm looking for this workflow, and I get that immediate experience. And most of it is free of cost. If you have E5 license, you don't pay anything. You don't require a Copilot license. You just need a Power Platform license, and Copilot comes for free for now. Maybe later they're going to charge you, but they want to give a hands-on experience to everyone who is building Power Platform or using Power Platform to have that Gen AI layer and work on it. Now, what is a Copilot? Now I think we all know what is Copilot. It's been everywhere in the news in Microsoft keynotes to Microsoft sessions. Just imagine Copilot is a GenAI layer which orchestrates across LLM or Bing.com or various data sources, understands and break down your request response and provide you that retrieval options from those agents, right? That is what our Copilot is. It just brings in read like I always say people think of a library where you have multiple books. This chat when you go and provide a prompt, it goes to the library, validates all the books, get you those proper prompts where you require an answer from, nicely stimulate it or summarize it, and then provide it an input. So that's what is all
Exactly,
Copilot.
Alex.
Now,
Like
that
those
attached to your
when
Power
these
Platform
network
building agent,
assets,
where you'll be
small
building
base
applications
around
or
the
Power
edge
Automate.
hold the net open and
I'll see you out. Yeah, someone muted. Thank you. So that's what the whole structure of Copilot is. Now, Microsoft Power Platform has been enabled on every single app, whether it's Power Automate, Power Apps, Power BI, Power Pages, or even Copilot Studio, which is actually built into Extend Copilot. You and this is again, as I was saying, it's free. You or even on the DataVerse level, AI builders, data connectors, you can use that to build anything and everything. Now, every time I have seen like a couple of times I had a demo, I had a very great question like, hey, I see that I can do something with AI on Copilot. Will it charge to my client or to my organization? No, it's free of cost. So use it. Many people they just see that box and they're like, probably just a summarizer or something where the Copilot does and it won't be helping it. But today we're gonna see how actually well it works end to end. You're gonna see how multiple tables get created using master and child relationships or creating a website in like 5 minutes and hosting something for it, right? That's where the whole Power Platform picture comes in, the Copilot comes in. Now, Copilot is in tune to your services because of Microsoft Graph, so it's all has real data, real context, whether it's connecting to DataVerse, SharePoint, or even a Power Apps, right? So Microsoft Graph works here, and it's all secure and governance because it's on the same compliance center. Admin will have full control. Like right now, when I ask my agent or my Copilot to build an application for me, I have full control to say, no, I don't like it. Can you do something else for me? So that's where the end game comes in, and it's all about the efficiency. It's all about the employee experience. Reduce time to market, boosting employee technical depth and complexity and cost. And to summarize this, it's more about yes, it reduces the time because if I have to go and build a scratch workflow, even to build something like whenever a new item gets added to SharePoint, send an email, send an approval, I have to go start an action, start a trigger when a new item creates, and then put an action do multiple steps here with just one English line of text. I'm able to get that whole end-to-end scenario converted to an application or a workflow. I think that's where it comes in. And it helps an employee experience because sometimes what happens is like say Microsoft brings in so many new pieces and you're not aware of all the pieces, right? With Genie layer, when you're bringing or building that process of model, you might see some action which you want to have noticed if you have to go and do something from the scratch. It's that efficient. And I have a lady in my project. She is around 71 and she works part time and she loves to do it. She loves to build applications through Copilot and she'll come to me, hey, see, I have built something for my team. This is what we are doing. Now it's automated. I have a Gen AI to work for me and she gets super excited. So it's that simple and she's super happy to use it because Microsoft wants to empower everyone, anyone and everyone, whether you're related to IT, non-IT, to use the Gen AI layer for your day-to-day activities, day-to-day processes, right? It's not been a day for me to not use GenAI. Even when I come up in the morning and to start my day, I know I have a GenAI layer to tell me how my day is going to be. With the AI layer, you have built in from no code to low code to pro code because it helps you to understand where the power effects formula is required, what kind of transition you're looking for, what kind of formulas I can build in. So you are transiting with the AI. So if I am a non-IT person and I start learning Power Platform, which we do, at the conferences we meet so many students or university people or even IT people who are working in different sectors. They're like, I have started learning Power Platform. I just love it. It's so easy, drag and drop. I can build a whole form. I can build an application. I had a student. She built a whole diabetes monitor for herself on Power App with a student license, and she was so happy. She was able to track things. She's able to get things about different things she's eating, providing a whole layer, what she should eat, what she should not eat. So that's where the Gen AI layer built in picture. Super easy to build. Those were the days when you will call a Power Platform developer to build something. Now anybody and anyone can be a Power Platform developer. That's the whole perfect of it. Now, the GenAI layer is not just for builders who will be building Power applications, it's also for the end users because they'll be able to interact with the data, which was not possible. Now, just take a case scenario where somebody has built a Power App on a SQL table, right? So much of data in SQL table, 1 million, 2 million. I've seen PBs of data, right? So to go and query those was not possible. You'll have to ask your reporting guy or a Power BI person, can you help me to query this and provide me a data input or something like that? Now you don't need to do it with the GenAI layer. You're exporting them, putting them in an Excel file, creating visualization. Like, can you create a chart on how the growth was for a certain product over the year? It provides that visualization. So GenAI layer is good for both, right? For developers, it's making me efficient, much more reducing, much more faster. And for users, it's all about the GenAI layer. Now, 480K organizations have already been using it, and this is a Microsoft number. I think more people are using it. Even at least one, if you use it, you'll understand how easy and how fast it is to build AI power platform, right? Yes, so there are three things which it does. Redefine productivity, employee experience, developer experience. It improves it, improve efficiency. Yes, I'm doing certain things more capable, more faster, more efficient. Reduce developer costs and risk is debatable. And people have asked me a question on like, will it take away our jobs? No, it won't. It's more for you to do your things faster than you can do and bring in other applications on your scope rather than doing Empower applications and a workflow for like 3 weeks and have a whole itinerary about it. It has its limitation. We'll talk about that. But yes, it's helping on a day-to-day structure. And I'm telling you, because when we and our team we build something, the workflows are super, super easy. Like it takes 1 minute each workflow. So don't have to waste a lot of time and effort. Power App, based on the different data sources you're planning, it works efficiently with data words. But if you're planning, I want SharePoint as a data source or SQL or Oracle, then yeah, you need to do some configurations. But if it's data worse, you're already paying for that, then yes, this is the best platform you can ever build an application on. Now, redefining productivity, yes, as I said, fewer clicks because you're just clicking once and getting your output an application or a workflow. It reduces the click and people are satisfied. 65%, I think I'm around 70 to 73% I'm satisfied because I feel the workflows are a big pain for me. You need to keep adding, keep creating those layers, approval layers and that. And now I just have to type and it creates for me. So I'm more than 65% satisfied. uh, and this is not just with a one platform. As I was talking about in Copilot in Power Platform, you'll be able to build applications just by chatting from tables to DataVerse tables, everything just by the UI. So no use of Visual Studio Code, Visual Studio, anything. You'll be able to bring those. Next, on the Power Automate side, my favorite, creating workflows from the scratch just by understanding what you're looking for. Like if I can just type, hey, can you, I want a workflow to send an approval to my manager whenever someone submits a request, and it just goes and creates that for you. So that's the power of Copilot and Power Automate. Then Power Base, website building. Now the website building, every even conferences or even us like hosting multiple conferences. We require a website quick and short. Like you can just ask Power Pages or GenAI to create one. And I think that's what we're going to do a demo. We're going to build something for our today's conference, and we'll see how the whole end-to-end Power Pages, PowerPoint, Power AI, and the Copilot Studio merges with and build something together. Right, that's what we're going to do today. And then the most famous Microsoft Copilot Studio. It's its own session, but I'd like to touch something, show you how it works. And again, it's free for 30 or 60 days. Everybody should know this, how to do, what to do in Copilot Studio, how is it an layer coming in. You don't even need to open Azure or Azure AI because If you are not the developer, you don't need to get confused with that. You can just start with something in low code, no code, and this is a best application every companies are using, even if they have so many developers, because this builds an employee experience on the teams and is quick in the market, reduce the development cost, and you get a nice generative output. We'll do that. I'm gonna show you everything in real time, so we're gonna see that demo. And yeah, and these are all helping you to upskill your knowledge, make build things faster, streamline everything. Now I have removed Power BI from here because I feel Power BI is another like whole child application. It should be a parent company, but I won't bring that because it's a next layer of reporting analytics. But I'll show you how it works here in the backend. So for developers, this is the best tool. And if you guys are all developers, you need to experience and at least just chat something. And it doesn't have to be on a production environment. If you have a dev environment, or even if you have a production environment, you have access to it, you don't need to publish it. You can just see how the GenAI layer is working. Because trust me, it's been more than years, even before Copilot and Copilot Studio was announced. They started Power Platform with GenAI layer, and many people have not even experienced or used it. For some reasons, they think that it's not going to be efficient and it's more of a summarizer. I think that's the major thing. People think it's just more of a summarizer, just going to bring me knowledge data source from learn.microsoft.com, but it's not the case. It's going to be really helpful to upskill your knowledge or building applications. Improve efficiency, we already talked about it. Yes, Power Automate twice the time it takes lesser to build something. 60% higher success rate. Again, I'll make it around 80. I think 80% is higher success rate. Reduces errors. Yes, you don't have to worry about any error handling, any errors, because it is creating a whole process for you. So it understands where it will get low. It will ask you to put in the variable values and all. So it does that, reduces the bottleneck, as I was talking. If there are certain cases and certain scenarios where you don't understand, should I require a for each here or do I require a if loop here? It self understand and provides that as a process. So it is growing, it is learning. And like I remember the day I started it, like probably second week or third week of when it was announced, and from then to today, like 3, 4 years, it's been just amazing how intuitive have it has become. And a couple of times I'm doing on a session and trying to show something to someone, and they're like, and even I know, oh, they did something new. All right, so we have something new. Even I'm seeing it on the first time. So it's changing and learning as we talk, as we speak every day. Now, yeah, optimizing the source allocation, same thing. Bring in the workflows. Gives you identify, okay, this is going to be an infinite loop. You need to stop it, and helps you. It asks you, is it okay? Is this application fine? So you have that human touch to it. It's not like it just creates and you cannot repound it or break it into pieces. Like you can always do all the stuff here. And yes, streamlining the motion, like whether you're building a website, whether you're building a workflow or an application, it understands, as a developer will understand, like, hey, we need to create a security layer and then build a SQL table or Access table, columns, rows, formulas, and then build a UI layer over it. It works on a similar model of how SDLC work on a development of any software or any application. Now, this is a bit tricky. Well, reduce developer cost and risk. Like people ask me, will it take our jobs and will it reduce? And the answer is straight no, no, it won't. It will just help you to make your applications, your life better and improve your efficiency. Yes, that's the key word. Because if I am taking a while and building an application for 3 weeks, which I could do in like 3 hours, it reduces a lot of time and effort, right? Of course, the billing issues that concern those things are different, but in that case, what I feel is like if I'm done with this quickly using Gen AI, I can focus on my time for other applications, other jobs, other developer things, right? That's where I favor this, and it's not gonna take a job. You're gonna see it. I'm gonna talk about limitations. There's lots. And the best part it is it's secure, it's private, it's all with the compliance and governance because it's part of your tenant subscription. So it's all on your compliance center, your PHI data, your label policies, everything gets applied here. Nothing goes out, nothing is being trained to use ChatGPT or OpenAI. This is your personal information. If you're chatting about outcome, data structure or building applications, this is all your own sweet space. So it's all secure. In short, I have seen Microsoft coming with a legal team to even sign contract for clients who are still don't believe that no, Genia might take my data, they might steal my information, but don't worry about it. Microsoft has it covered. All right, it's time for demo. If you have any questions, put it on the chat. I'm watching the chat here, but let's see something. I want to show you a whole scenario, how we're going to do it. Probably we'll build something for Global AI Days Bremen, maybe an website and some apps and workflows around it. So let's do that. And if you have any questions on the theoretical part of it, just ping me here. If you want to see something or make me show something, just put me, hey, can you show me this? And let's do it. Let's see it together. So I have it open here. This is my dev tenant, and very easy. People who don't have access to Power Platform have never used it. Just go to make.powerapps.com. It's free for 90 days. You can keep extending it for unlimited time. It does not like ask you to pay because you'll be not be deploying a million record data, right? You'll be playing around with 10 or 20 columns data and it's free. So if you have never used powerplatform.com, this is the link. I'm gonna put it here on the chat here. Okay. Try to log in, try to sign up. Even with your personal account, you'll be able to see things. I have my own tenant. This is a dev tenant I'm been using. And so if you see Power Platform, you see Power Automate, Power BI, which I told us high level, Power Pages, CoPilot Studio, and the admin center where you can manage all the applications, CI/CD pipeline of deploying applications from one to another. So you can do all the stuff. But let's start with Power Pages. Now, as I was saying, this is how the Power Pages look like. Just refresh that. You can either start building a website from a template. It has a nicer template, but who needs a template when you have Jenny and layer to work on it? So these are the templates like you do in WordPress or Wix. Again, many people don't know they can build websites on Power Platform, but here you go. And people and the clients they build an intranet page, an internet page for end users to come and consume. Like we even have a shopping cart here where one of our client they have integrated that with Amazon and you can purchase products based on their rewards and etc etc. So it's every client has at least one or two external pages through Power Pages and deploy on internet so that other people can use it rather than exposing your intranet, which I never recommend on the SharePoint side. So another way of you can bring in platform. And second one is let's go back to the home here. Sorry. Ah, templates, of course, the templates comes in the picture, and if I click on the homes again, it's still loading, loading, loading. All right, and you can always start from a blank. Again, it favors someone if you want to start a website from a blank site. Yes, why not? Like once upon a time we did it, now we don't do it. Now we have a gen layer. So let's build a website just by chatting here on the Power Pages, right? Like create and if you just see I'm writing a simple plain English um and you can get a whole website built on what you're looking for, right? Create a website, and we are doing something for global AI is I'll just put Bremen. And I don't require to spell check. I can, because AI is intelligent, understands that I am not clever in typing, and it breaks me. You don't have to worry about that. Create a website, Global AI Days Bremen, which is AI conference popular in Germany. Have a nice layout for speakers and sessions. All right. Simple one-liner, and if I have to go, if Sandra has to give me that information, hey, Manpreet, I need a website, and I'm gonna think about what I need in my website. Here, I don't need to. It provides me a name, and I did not write it in caps. If you see it, understand this has to be a caps. So Global AI Days Bremen. It gives me a web address which I can change it. I can define it when I want to it. And I just click on the next. So it gives me what site layout do you want? And I'm like, okay, this is good, but no, can I try again? If you do this with a developer, you give him or her a website to build, and then you say you don't like it, they're gonna kill you, right? So, but here my Gen AI layer is sweet. They're like, nah, I don't like it. Let's try again. Just trying again. I go for a different template, different layout, and I see, all right, something else to build on. So it goes, understands, okay, and this one, okay, good for the start. I can see. All right, this is good. Let's go click on next. So I'm building something from the scratch and it provides me other pages what should be on your website. Like common page. Do you want an about us? Yes. I think Sandra wants to tell what they do, what the team does. Do you want a special for speakers? Yeah, I need a page for speakers. I want to list them down. I want to list down my sessions, schedule, contact us, yes, and then some FAQ as well, right? Yeah. So it gave me what even I had not thought while I was building a website, right? And even I did not even ask about it. But that's the genial layer. It understands what a conference website is and how the conference website and what are the pages required for it. And okay, this is good. I like it. And I click on done. So in less than 2 minutes, I have a website. Of course, it's not ready. It's going to take a while. Your team has to come and design the content, change the logo. But the structure, the base structure, which it takes a lot of time. Like I have built a lot of websites in my life for different conferences, different platforms. You starting from a blank screen, from the color theme to the color layout, putting that image in a direction that everybody likes it, it takes hours and hours of effort. I'm actually currently building one right now on another platform, but yeah, it takes a while to build an application, right? Enable site copilot, like I can enable a copilot here for everybody to chat here, like you have, right? Hey, hi, how are you? Like when you talk to AT&T or your phone provider, you're all chatting with a bot. There's no human anymore. If you know that, it takes a while for a human to come if it is not able to resolve. But now the Gen AI layers improve your billing issues, connectivity issues, slow speed. If your internet is slow, hey, you're all talking to Gen AI bots and they're improving your day-to-day activity, right? So in less than a minute, I have a website called, okay, I have to publish it. It's still rendering. Global AI Days Bremen, I have keynote speakers, interactive sessions, and networking all AI immersive. That's cool, right? This is nice. And I'm trying to explore this while my Copilot is loading. So it's loaded. It takes like 2 to 3 minutes and then the whole website will load. By the time I let it load, I'll give it a minute. But I see all my pages here, right? Am I missing anything? I have speakers, I have sessions, I have schedule, I have contactors and FAQ. Okay, can you add a page for organizers, right? I want organizers or their reach out picture or LinkedIn ID to be there. So I just picked here. I don't need to go and create a page, which I can always do in Power Pages. But what I'm trying to show you is like Gen AI layer helping me building an application workflow or a website like that. Oh, see, I got an organizer hub. It's asking me, do you like it? Do you want to review it, delete the page, or keep it? I like keep it. Yeah. I can always go and edit the code on the Visual Studio Code, much more HTML, CSS, much more layering. But for now, about us, our services, join our community, get involved, our vision, everything. It's not that easy to start building up something. And in less than 3 minutes, 4 minutes, we have a whole website secured, governed, and everything. Let's see if the preview is ready. Still circling, circling, and circling. Yeah, give it 2 minutes and Rob probably will come back. So once you publish it, you can go and actually put it in your real like globalaibremen.com. You can put your domain and it will work from there. That's the layer of it. And designing tables, everything from here. Any questions, anyone on the Power Pages side before I move to the apps? No? Okay, but if you have any questions, put it in the chat, raise your hand. I'm right here, and we're gonna see it together. I'm building the whole journey for Global AI Days Bremen, right? We are building something from the scratch. And by let's see if the preview is available. If not, we'll give it and we'll come back to it while it loads. I think it's probably so. Okay. Now, with the platform coming to a website, now what does Bremen requires? Probably an application to check in attendees. You all have joined in here today, and probably a portal where attendees can come and they can register when they do an in-person event. Or I think my website is ready, it's coming up. Yes, accept. Okay. Let it come. And so what we can do is we can build an application again using Genia layer, not spending a drag and drop effort to build something from the scratch, and you'll have a power app for checking in users. Something like Eventbrite, but Eventbrite is costly. Like it cost me $50 to host the event for like 250 people. Power Platform is free in my organization. Let's bring that in. So, okay, here you go. So that's my website, only space private because I've not published it. You can publish it in a domain. I have a whole website loaded with view speakers, like all the speakers I can put, explore sessions, everything, all in this one single screen here. See, that's the power of building something from the scratch. Even if you don't want to use it, it gives you that whole structure. You have the layer, you can change the color, you can put a theme here, and then always try the CSS HTML to design it more. But if I have to publish an even in 3 months, this is the best and the fastest. There are certain website in healthcare life sciences where I work predominantly. They have their company website built on Power Pages. And not only that, I actually met someone in a conference. Sorry, who showed us all of us that their company website was built on Power Pages. So you can understand how easy it is to build something and publish a domain for your company. For you, for your company, don't need those HTML, CSS, load balancers, service, hosting one website, or the cloud service connecting in the newer modern ways of building a website. You have everything on the Power Pages, and this stays there. You can publish, edit very easily just by drag and drop. I can add a page here, I can use a Genia layer, or I can add a multiple landing page, sub pages, etc., etc. So gives me an intuitive UI to build something easier than even WordPress. So people say WordPress is easy. I have all my sites on WordPress, but this is much more easier. Now, coming to Power Apps, right? Similar function as I was talking about, I can go in always here, comment to the create a blank app, DataVerse app, SharePoint app, Excel, SQL, or Figma, or an image. If you have not tried and homework for you, probably take a notepad or take a one sheet of paper. Put like a form, right? Name and maybe a small box. Email ID, one box. Phone number, one box. Take a picture, upload it here using Power Platform. It will create an app for you. You just capturing your picture and the field. Now that's the power, right? That's what Power Platform empowers you to build applications on. You don't need to go and hire a developer. Something you draw on your notepad or a sheet of paper and you just put it as an image. Hey, can you create this as an app? It can do it. And I've tried it. It's fun, really fun. Just try that as a homework. Just have a white sheet of paper, put 4 or 5 fields with like small boxes of how the design should look like. You can even put a header, like this should be the header, this is a footer, and it will create one for you. Now, coming back to the GenAI layer on building applications, right? Similar here. Create an app for a conference to manage attendees with check-ins, right? I think that's what everyone requires. We all use Eventbrite and it's all paid. Once upon a time, just last year, it was free, of course, for at least free events and free conferences like this. But now you have to pay. So sad. So yeah, create an app for a conference to manage attendees with check-in. If Sandra asked me to build that, I'm gonna go to create an application, start from the blank, and create a table, the table, etc. But here I just wrote in English, and then we are setting up your app and the data behind it. So it will give me a backend which will be DataVerse here. I also wish that SharePoint layer and SQL and all should come slowly, but it's okay. If you have a DataVerse layer, you can just build something. So if you see, it created me three different tables, one for session, one for attendees, one for check-in. Amazing. I can ask it to create another relational table for certain, but I'm okay with this. Right. Sorry. And so I have all the tables created. It understands all the fields I require, all the columns I require. It's all in there. Okay. I click on save and open up. Nice one, right? Opening your so again, in less than 2 to 3 minutes, we are building an application on the Power App layer. Okay, that's why when I tell people like if you don't use it, you don't understand how the layering will work. So you need to have a little bit hands-on, even if you're not publishing it. Like I'm just playing around and showing you the Genia layer, right? From the website building to the app building. That's how you build applications on it. So while it does that, okay, it takes will come probably a minute more, and I'll also talk about Power Automate. So on the parallel, because I'm on the timeline here, because I want to spend some time on the Copilot Studio. I'll give it another 30 seconds. If not, I'll go back to the studio. So building applications have become more efficient, and even other applications. We have been working with Google Workspaces and Amazon Buckets. Even they are getting that Genial layer for making sure you build applications freaking fast. It's not about taking away your jobs as a developer, but just making you efficient. Like this is something like Visual Studio GitHub Copilot, right? I love GitHub Copilot. It helps me deploying all the stuff very quickly. Even on the Visual Studio side, I can write a PowerShell script from a very minute of changes. I just have to type, and you have a whole script ready to run and execute it. So here's the UI layer is populating slowly and steadily, and I have all the control. I can ask it to add new fields. I can ask it to new columns. If I don't like the look, I can always go ahead. So yeah, this is how it looks like. Let's see what are the different screen it has created. So it has created dummy data for me. So when you check in the users, you'll have this is how the layer will look like for speakers or the sessions that are coming. These are the sessions screen, like keynote, closing marks. So it gives you ample sample data to play around with it and see if it's managed with you. That's cool. Check-ins. All right, these are all the ways of checking, and this is the welcome screen, which is nothing but a gallery which will show once it's loaded, right? End-to-end application created from here. And again, I can add, like I can just add, can you add a label? Global AI Days Bremen on on the top. I'm just being lazy. I can always do that with Power Automate. You can just go say create me a label. I can just bring in drag and drop, make it bigger, make it bolder, and maybe change the color. Yes, and make it more white here. Globally, it is Bremen attendee. So you can do all those transitions here, and then once you're ready, you just need to click this lovely button. Globally, it is, and voila, it's published. So this is how the layering is working between the GenAI applications building, and you can have a GenAI bot here to even have an interaction. Hey, where is Bob Johnson here today? It will tell you yes, Bob Johnson have checked in today, or Alice Smith is she or she's traveling late. You can put in notes and put in comments. You can have a chat bot here compatible with all devices, all phones, so it's perfect. I have it on my own phone for another reasons, but especially for the bot work, which I'll show you, and you can have the solutions built in as a low code, no code solution. And just imagine a girl, 11-year-old, she has built something to track her diabetes just using Power Apps and Gen AI. That's the easy and the fastness of this application, right? Now you got an application, you are able to check in people. Now what do you require? I need a workflow when probably as a feedback, right? It should send a feedback to the user who have checked in, right? So again, I'm gonna come to others. So these are the chatbots which people thought they're summarizer or they're gonna get you the learning content from learn.microsoft.com, and trust me, they still believe it. So you just go in there, you just provide a description of what you're looking for, like create a process to send a feedback form to a user when they check in. Okay, I can connect them both the tables like whenever somebody checks in and I can, but I just want to show you how the layering works, right? And it just clicks on generate, understand. So it does not even understand like okay, form I need to go checking as your DevOps. So because when the trigger happens, it has to send an email with the form. I can do that, or I can show a different session. So yeah, SharePoint, easy, right? I don't want to do DevOps. So when an item is created get the item and send an email. Yeah, this is cool. All right, let's go ahead. I'll just click on accept. Okay, I just accepted a policy, so it will come back again. So I'll show a different region. Okay, next, it connects with my authentications, and I am okay. Let's go create a flow. Okay, so all the trigger, all the action which I was talking about, I need to add them personally here by clicking on here, add an action, but it's already created. It's still now I just need to go and change the site address, the list name, the get identifier, all again the site list and ID. It identifies the variable which should be required, which is ID, and it will send an email, specify the body of the email and all the stuff. Like, and I can add more. Like, can you also and another email to organize this, right? So just to validate. So I can keep adding actions, keep understanding, even if you're integrating with ServiceNow or you're integrating with Confluence, third-party data providers or connectors, you can just keep on building over that power automatically. And once you're done, again, the same thing, save and publish. So you have that whole built-in engine. Like right now, we have been building, like we migrated one client from SharePoint 2010 to cloud. That migration became so easy with the Genialica because those 2010 workflows were nothing much, just sending an email when a new item is created. It took in like a minute to complete those tens of thousands of workflows we were migrating a big tenant to doing it. It was that quick and that efficient. That's where the Genie 11 has become more powerful in day-to-day circle and day-to-day rather than me dragging and dropping everything, finding those actions, what should be that action be? It identified, it gave me an option for Azure. I didn't like it. Now I want something more SharePoint. I think it could have done third. It would have provided me DataVerse with email, right? So either way, it keeps your thing you and I can always add like, can you fetch data from DataVerse table? So it will again add an action to understand. All right, I'm looking. He is asking for to me to fetch data from database table. Just will bring in, understand how the validation works, and it will set up. There you go. It will bring it is validating and getting me information, and it knew where to put it. Like it doesn't want it to put after email, right? So ideally, if I would have done something from the scratch, it should have put that list row here. But no, it identified it has to be done before sending that email. See, the GenAI uses its own intuitive orchestration of knowledge and understands the listing row should be before email, not after that, and it places in exactly the right platform. And then it signs me up also. It's connected to my dev environment and it signs me in. So I have connected to the table here. I can just search all the tables here on the scratch. There you go. So makes the things easy and the fastest for you. So you're able to build a website for Global AI Days Bremen. You're able to build an application to check in user. You're able to bring a workflow to send a feedback email or feedback user. And now we'll build a GenAI layer for users to learn about again Global AI Days Bremen or understand what are the different sessions being talked about, provide a summary to it, and for that we will just have to go here and it's right behind the icon which doesn't allow me to share, but let me close this. Yes, please. There you go. The CoPilot Studio. Now, this is itself is a new platform. Many people are aware, many people are not. And trust me, it's gonna be a job role. It's already a job role. You can see that on LinkedIn. People are looking for CoPilot Studio agent builders because there's so much coming in as a GenAI layer, and Microsoft is trying to push in Copilot. Microsoft 365 Copilot, not this one. This is already there. This is for free. You can do this. But this one, you need to pay a price. If you don't have a Copilot license, you need to pay $200 per developer, but you can build any number of our applications. The limitation is you can build only 25,000 prompts and only connect 5 SharePoint sites. So that's the limitation. But if you have a Copilot Studio, you can build this agents from Microsoft 365 Copilot or Copilot Studio here, which was called as Power Virtual Agent. But again, as I'm on time, so I'll quickly show you how easy it is to build a GenAI bot. And I have something on my phone as well. What I did was I created an agent just to with my own personal information. So now if I'm checking in, if I would have come to Germany for this conference, I would just ask, what's my passport number? And it will provide me my passport number because I've loaded my data on my agent. So it's my own Jarvis and I've named it as a Jarvis. So I can go in, I can type into the agent similar like what we're doing in Power Platform. Like hey, can you create with this? But it's very easy to even configure it. So I'm gonna create agent global AI Days Bremen. And people, if you have any question or want to see something specific, please text me. Jenny A layer, description, instructions, I can put all the stuff. I'll just click on create. I want to show you the whole sections of how it looks like. All right. This is Copilot Studio. You might have seen a screenshot people would have put on LinkedIn, Facebook of how it looks, but this is in real. Let me show you what you can do it. First thing, adding a knowledge for it. You can add any knowledge source, whether it's a SharePoint or a public website or a DataVerse website, anything to a generate layer, and it will index the whole file and provide you that output perfect way, right? Secondly, and even it can be learned on Microsoft.com. If you want to try to learn something about Power Platform, you can get that information, right? So that's where the knowledge sources come. Now, knowledge sources have, you can even upload a direct file, a PDF or an Excel file, and chat about that data, even if it's tons of data, 1,000 pages of PDF, you can extract information from there. And the data was stable and all are already there. Now, you can also bring in graph connectors, which you can index files from third-party applications to Microsoft Search, and again, build a GenAI layer over it. If still not, you want all other data to be in there, you can bring in data from Confluence, Workday, or any number of API integrated applications just by building actions. So this is add knowledge where you're calling an API and getting information or just loading in there. Topics. This is something where you can build in topics or a conversational starter. Like when I say hi, right? You can build in like an experience, like an onboarding, right? Employee onboarding or checking. Like for example, here you can ask attendees to check in here with the bot directly. Hey, I'm here, and they ask you for the code or the QR code, and you scan, and you're all set. So those ways, like okay, I'm building an agent for checking in. You can have if this, if that, all the loops creating a topic. Actions are where you can do operations, like somebody's trying to check in with an agent and you want that checked in on the click on that Power App. You can make an action where it goes, create an action, update that value on database table that this user has checked in and make it as yes. So it's not about the journey, it's not about just retrieval. Now it's able to do actions and do stuff for you. Best part of it is everything, all the activity is comes here in the analytics. Once we turn it on, I'm going to show you how to turn it on. It's very simple. Just go to settings, click on GenAI layer and click on generative layer. It shows preview, but don't worry. We have deployed thousands of it for the client and they're all using it. I like to keep it low or medium to give more extracted information, but you can always do one thing. Okay. And you have other things, security, voice, and all. I'll probably one day cover all the things, and if Sandra gives me another opportunity to come and talk about Copilot Studio more in detail. But let's go back here, okay? I'm gonna just add one website and simple web work for Cognizant. So I'm just gonna add Cognizant website, okay? It's a website. I am not the owner. Nobody is the owner. Like someone might be the owner, but none of us here are the owner. I'm just gonna add a public website. Super simple, right? Cognizant.com. No, I'm not the owner. It was not there. They asked you to confirm it so that they don't get sued for indexing data, but don't worry about it. Okay, it shows me ready. In less than 10 seconds ready, I just have to write what are the services provided by Cognizant. It takes 3 to 2 minutes for it to load, but if it's, let me try. No harm in trying, right? All right. So it's searching the knowledge sources. It got me to website, public website, and thus the information provided with the hyperlink. It is that quick. Again, second homework for you, and I want you to all try this. Whichever client, whichever company you work with, just go to Copilot Studio. It's free. Just sign up for the free license for 60 days, 90 days. Bring your internet page, add it like this to the knowledge source. Don't have to do much. Just add that website link and deploy. And you can deploy this in various channels. You can deploy it as a Teams app, demo website, custom website, mobile app, anywhere, right? Deployed as a web application. That's the easiest way, a quicker way. And it will look something like this. Okay, I have to go and turn off your indication, but I think I favor Teams if you have Teams. Deployed on the Teams here, and then you can chat with the agent. Okay, now if you want to deploy it in a web app, I just need to turn security off, authentication, no authentication. So, right, let's go back. I go to channels and demo website. Okay, this is the demo website. I can use it. It will take a while. It takes a good amount of time, but build something like this. If you see say something unexpected, don't worry. It takes a while, 15, 20 minutes for that web application to run on the Azure, create all the app service and give you that application. Show it to your manager and build your company website, connect to it, and chat about your company on the chatbot. That's another homework for you. All right. Two homeworks I have given you. One is to just play around with the GenAI layer, understand how the pieces work, how easy if it is going to help me in building something. You don't need a curriculum, there's no training required. Just go to the workflow, Power Automate, the usual Power Automates you create, just go and play around with it and see how the artificial works. Streamline this motion and you'll understand how efficient it is. It's not a one-day behavior, right? It takes a while. Now, it for me as well, I like to stay updated with technology, and my wife knows that. Like, I like to read a lot, and I want to know what's there. But sometimes you don't know, right? What's new, what's there coming in, and there's so many stuff coming in the Gen AI layer. So, if you're building an application, if you're building a Power Automate, you can do the usual way how you build it. But I would ask you, try to give away and try to play around with this. What if it actually helps you out? You will start liking it, like the way I did. I use Power Automate a lot, right? More than Power Apps, because Power Apps, the data sources are different and we need to keep configuring it. But if it's Power Automate, it's quick and easy to build this application, right? And yes, so it's very easy. Get Copilot ready today. This is how you can build an end-to-end Power applications all engine. And there are learning platform. I think Sandra will be sharing the deck with all of you. I'm gonna share the deck with Sandra, so you have the link of everything. But aka.ms Copilot and Power Platform. That's the easiest URL. Just go and log in there. You have all the videos, all the blogs, what's new, what's coming in, how you can do, and all the how-to guides there from the scratch, whether it's Power Pages, Power App, Power Automate, even Power BI. So you have all the stuff there. You have what happened in the build sessions and the ignite sessions all there, right there too. But my again request is to just use the diary, play around with it, break it. You won't break anything, right? I'm trying to deny it or approve it, see how it works. But if you like it, then you anybody has any questions here? Okay, no worries. I know it's 4 p.m., 5 p.m. for you now. You need to run, right? But if you have any questions, Sandra has shared my LinkedIn ID. I'm always online on there, like at least. Try to ping me there and I'll answer you and provide you all the resources you want. I think that's what we do here in organizing or moderating your things. We want your support. We want to support you with all the resources we have access to. Right? So thank you, Sandra, if you're